So the full solar eclipse of 2017 is big news across the United States, and I am fortunate enough to live in Georgia, where a very small northern portion of the state is going to be able to be under the sort of the corridor for the full 100% total eclipse. But it's a pretty small corridor across the United States, and many places are not under the full eclipse. However, man, you can't see anything with these glasses on, by the way. However, the folks at Thrunite have created what I consider a mini eclipse machine. That's the Thrunite TN36 2017 version. That's what we're going to be taking a look at coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. Let me get these up where I can see you. Like I said in the intro, I'm like I said in the intro, I'm fortunate enough to live here in Georgia, and I'll be making the trip here today about what is normally about 2 hours north of where I live here outside Atlanta. Hopefully it is not impassable and we can get there in time to see this eclipse, but there's a small window where basically the entire sun will be blocked out by the shadow of the moon. Very similar to something like this. And but there again, there's a corridor that's going to be 100% visible in, and the closer you are to the center of that corridor, the longer that total eclipse is going to take place. I think here outside Atlanta it's going to be like a 90% eclipse, which is going to be something along the lines of maybe that. But either way, it's really important to use these eclipse glasses, which basically keep you from burning the retina of your eyeballs. And I'll be honest with you, I tried these glasses with this light just to see how well it worked, and really you can't see through it, but so they do a great job. But so hopefully you get a chance to check that out. But if not, you can always kind of have your own mini eclipse machine in your very hands, and that's what this video is about. So the folks at Thrunite were kind enough to send me one of their 10,000 lumen TN36 2017 versions, and to sponsor this video, by the way. So and as you can see, let me just start right off the bat. You can see this thing is kind of dinged up, kind of scratched up, and got some war wounds on it. It didn't come that way, okay? If you buy one of these, yours will be shiny and pretty and new. But being the consummate YouTube video professional that I am, I basically recorded an entire testing sequence with this light with no audio. So there's a little switch on the side of the microphone that, for some, I guess it really helps to turn it on and have the little light on. So anyway, if that's just a pro tip for you there. But anyway, so I'm kind of going to cut in the testing, the dropping, and we did a swim test on this, because it seems like whenever I do a flashlight video, it's starting to get dark, which is kind of fitting. But this thing is crazy bright. So I'm just going to kind of go over the specs and details about it real quick here, and then we'll cut in the testing, and then we'll show you the nighttime shots, because it's absolutely amazing. So first of all, and I had these things all on a nice note at one point in time, but we don't have it now. This thing features 3 Cree HXP70 LEDs with a orange peel reflector kind of around them, a triangle, I don't know what you call it, triad reflector, we'll call it that. And it's got the really ultra clear glass lens, and it's all the aircraft grade aluminum, and it is IPX8 waterproof. We'll look at that in a minute. It is 1.5 meter, or is it 2 meters? It is 2 meter shock resistant. Now, like I've said before, I think Chris Tanner said it, and actually I completely agree with him. When you do a drop test on a flashlight, I don't know that if it fails, it's necessarily a sign of any kind of bad workmanship. Look, this is a highly sophisticated electronic instrument at this point. Way beyond the flashlights that at least I grew up with, where you got a couple of batteries and an incandescent bulb. This thing has got, you know, circuit boards in it, and just whatever other electronic gadgetry it takes to pump out 10,000 lumens and keep this thing from blowing up. So, but I did drop it, and you'll see that. I just like to make that point, because I think sometimes we have unrealistic expectations of what is considered, what should be expected, and what is reasonable to expect based on all the YouTube review stuff that's going on now, and I'm as guilty as anybody else of probably being a part of that. But anyway, it did pass the drop test, and you'll see that in just a minute. This thing's about the size of one of the small Coke cans. It's a handful, so this is not going to be a everyday carry pocket flashlight. And let me just get this out of the way right up front. This is not a low budget flashlight. This flashlight with the battery charger included in the kit is like 280 bucks. So it is definitely not a low budget, super cheap flashlight. But if you really need something super bright, it definitely delivers. So speaking of that, before we get to doing before we cut to the test and we get to doing the night stuff, let me just go over the levels with you, because it's got crazy levels. So believe it or not, it features a Firefly mode of 2 lumens, and that 2 lumens is good for 28 days with this light. And then something that sets us apart from its predecessor, it has the infinity light modes. And basically what that means is, instead of having stepped light levels, when you hold the button down, it cycles gradually from low to high and then back down to low. So it gives you a lot greater control of the light levels than just a couple of 2 or 3 preset levels that may or may not be what you need. And then it has a turbo. So the way that works is, if you want the Firefly, you just long press the side switch while it's off and it comes on the Firefly. And that's 2 lumens, so you can actually get a low light level out of this. Then if you want to use the infinity feature, which is 70 to 7,000 lumens, then you just click it and turn it on. And then as you hold it down, you can see it'll cycle through. So it goes all the way up to 7,000 stinking lumens. And then it'll double click a little bit, and then it starts going all the way back down to 70 lumens. So, and it's got a memory feature anywhere within that range. Whatever you turn it off at, that's what it comes back on when you click the button. Then if you really want the 10,000 lumens, then you just double click it. And bam. I don't want to destroy the chip in my camera, so I'm not going to shine it right at it, but I'll show you that in just a minute on the night shots. It is unbelievable how bright this thing is. And also, speaking of the light modes, because it is so stinking powerful, it has intelligent technologies so that if it does start to overheat, it'll automatically lower the light level down to not just blow up in your hand, I guess, and also so you'll still have some light. So, and the way this thing works, I want to show you real quick, is you just unscrew it, and it's one of those with a battery carrier in it. So it takes 4 18650 batteries, and the kit that's 280 bucks on Thrunite's website comes with the 4 batteries and the carrier. And as long as you put them in there right, it doesn't matter which way you put the carrier in the light. And it's got the O-rings that seal it. You screw this on, and you are good to go. It also comes, since this is not a pocket light, it also comes with a really nice, holster like a lot of Thrunites, and it's got a D-ring, and it's got a couple of different belt clip options on it, belt loop options on it. Also comes with a wrist lanyard, extra O-rings, and an extra button seal here. Like most of the Thrunites come with that stuff. And this particular kit comes with the Thrunite MCC4S battery charger, intelligent battery charger, which will not only charge the 18650s, it'll charge a wide range of rechargeable batteries, because through this adjustable spring thing in here. And it's got a readout up here that tells you what the voltage level is and when they're charging. It's just a really nice charger, and it comes with a little, you just plug it into any 110 volt receptacle. That's all the specs and details I can think of right now. So real quick, let me just cut you over to the drop testing we did, and we'll show you the submersion testing, and then we'll show you the nighttime shots, and we'll wrap this thing up. Okay, here we are with the TN36 2017 edition, and start out with the 2 lumen moonlight mode. Basically long press it, and now we're at 2 lumens, about 3 feet from my hand as we close in closer. Can't really see anything out in the distance there, obviously. I bet that's about to change though. We'll go to the infinity from 70 to 7,000 lumens. We turn it on, and I've got it set at the low, which is 70 lumens. You see, it's a pretty good job. It looks a lot brighter in person than it does on the camera, but we'll go ahead and kind of aiming it out there at the testing facility here at the Worldwide headquarters, and it spreads out pretty well. But as we hold it down to get the infinity level, we'll go all the way up from 70 to 7,000. We're just going to hold it down and watch it get brighter as it steps up. And that's like, okay, that's the top. There's no way, if you could just, it's amazing. This absolutely lights up the entire backyard for a huge, gigantic field of view. You can see my, you can see we got the camera right here, but it is amazing, absolutely amazing. Now we're going to see if we can get the turbo, just at 10,000 lumens, and even see if you can tell a difference. I don't know if you can or not. And there's the 10,000 lumens. So we're going to go out in the distance about 50 feet, and we'll try it from there. Okay, so that was what 10,000 lumens looks like on a Canon Vixia camera. I promise you it looks like even more with your naked human eyeballs, but it is still amazing on the camera in my opinion, at least if it comes through at all like it did on the viewfinder, because this thing is like crazy bright. I mean, I know 10,000 lumens it just seems like they just keep getting brighter and brighter and brighter. So anyway, obviously as you can see, it is crazy bright. Now, I know and you know that the market for $280 flashlights is not nearly as big as the market for EDC, you know, $40 flashlights. And this is certainly not for everybody. But if you are in a situation where you really need a lot of light and you need to be able to really light up a area extremely brightly, or really reach out and light up a wider or larger area, this definitely can get the job done. It is unbelievably bright, and it really does throw out a serious beam. I'm just totally impressed. And what I like about this light a lot better than the previous one I reviewed, which was even lower lumens, is that it has that infinity feature, which I think is just, it makes a huge difference, because you don't have to worry about, you know, say you don't have to go from 70 to 300 if you don't, you know, maybe you want 150. You can definitely set it where you want it, and you just got a memory, you turn it on, it's there. So even though 10,000 lumens may be overkill in a lot of situations, you have the ability to have pretty much exactly the lumen level that you need, but still have the capability to have that, you know, ultra bright, I don't know, man, ultra bright spotlight searchlight feature if you need it. So again, probably not for everybody, but if you do have a possible need for that ultra bright light level, but you still want to have a usable flashlight that maybe you can set at a different level, this could be a good option for you. Once again, I'd like to thank the folks at Thrunite for sending me this so I can show it to you, and for sponsoring this video, and for sponsoring my trip to the SHOT Show for the last couple of years too. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday, Saturday, and very often random videos throughout the week. You can check out a new one right here. If you're not subscribed, you know where to click, right out here in the corner. I really appreciate it if you do that. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.